All right. Welcome back to another episode of Expertly Unqualified.
Welcome back, everyone.
We're super excited to have you here again this week. I promise we will get back in the studio sometime. The weather here has been crazy. If you're listening to this on Sunday when it airs, I hope you're staying nice and warm because it's probably about 5 degrees outside if you're in the Chicago area. So not a fun time. So we're staying warm, but we're getting things done. Super exciting episode for you all today. Last week, Spotify Wrapped came out, so we're going to be discussing both the podcast and our own personal Wrapped recaps. And I think the main points of this episode will be a little bit different than our normal ones, but we're going to be wrapped, recapped, and ready for 2026. Crazy to start saying that.
I can't believe time's going by so fast.
I know, I'm like, 2026? What? So we'll dive into all of that. And I know we usually start out all our episodes with WHAT news. Today we're going to bring you Wood news, weekly stats and trends, because we got a lot of stats. And I know a lot of times numbers scare people, but these are good numbers. We like these numbers. I thought we would dive into our Spotify Wrapped. Again, if you don't have Spotify, basically at the end of the year, they never say when exactly. I forgot to even go back. A few weeks ago, we were trying to guess our Spotify Wrapped. And I forgot to go back to even listen to that. But I think I was pretty accurate on some of it. So they'll do a year of recap. And I didn't realize to do it for podcasts since we post a podcast on YouTube and Spotify. And so it's pretty fun. I feel like I'm talking. Holly, do you have anything to say before I dive in?
No, let's go for weekly stats. But let's go for our Spotify Wrapped.
Okay, so the Spotify Wrapped for Expertly Unqualified was very qualified for this year. I do say, if I do say so myself. Again, I looked at this, so Holly has no idea what I could be reading. I'm excited. Okay.
I'm going to react live.
Live reaction. Whoa. All right. And excuse me reading because it's a lot of words and numbers, and these are the numbers you're gonna like. So our top episode of the year, Holly, what do you think our most listened to top episode was? It's
I'm going
definitely
to guess.
different on Spotify than YouTube, which is interesting, but
I'm
what
going
do
to
you
guess
think?
episode 3.
Close. It's episode 1,
Oh, interesting.
where it's called Decoding Your Drink, The Psychology of Coffee Orders. If you haven't listened to our first episode, what are you doing? Go back, go listen to it. We were just wee little babies. No, I'm kidding. A super fun episode. If you're new here, welcome. It's a great episode to start listening to. Go back to the first episode. Holly and I were former Starbucks baristas. We've worked together. We've seen it all. And even though we may say we're not judging you on your coffee order, we for sure are as a barista. So that was our top episode, which I'm not surprised because that was a fun one. Of course, everybody wants to hear all the drama, all the tea. Okay, so countries reached. So I just assumed our podcast would be in the US, but we reached 5 different countries.
I had no idea.
Me neither. So US, France, the UK, Turkey, and Australia. So hello to all the people. I'll just keep it at that. Hello to all the people. Thank you for listening. We are a top 10 show for 13 people. We are a top 5 show for 12 people.
Whoa.
And we are number 1 show for 5 people. Yes. And disclaimer, okay, so we just started this podcast back in June. We had no idea what to expect. We just had an idea. We thought about it for way too long, and then we said, let's just start, We had a plan. I feel like we did an excellent job going through all that. But you never know when you start posting stuff like this online, whether it's going to blow up, you'll have people watching, you won't have people watching. And I think Holly and I kind of agreed when doing this of like, we might just be talking to ourselves at this point, We don't know if anybody has been listening. So even if you're listening to these numbers and you're like, oh, that's so little, it means a lot to us. Every listen, every follow, every like, every comment, it means a lot to us. So we appreciate you listening and joining in every week. And that's so exciting that we're a top shelf for that many people. Because you never know what you're going to get, right?
And I'm really excited to hear that too.
Yeah, those are all good numbers. All good numbers. Fans streamed 1.4 times more than everyone else. So I think basically that just means like if you're a fan of the show, you streamed it more than people who weren't. 30% I can't remember if it was fans, probably fans. 30% of fans binge 2 or more episodes in one day. I'll definitely do that to catch up on my episodes if I get behind. And 20% listen within 24 hours of us dropping an episode, which is pretty
Oh,
cool. Also good to know because people are busy. So at least they're going back to listen. And obviously, you might not listen to it on Sunday when we drop the episodes, but maybe Monday or whenever you listen, as long as you're listening, that's all that matters. Now, the last part were these like little badges. And of course, it's way more exciting to look at this on Spotify because they do a cool digital art and they make it look fun and they have music than me just rambling off numbers. But we earned a couple badges. We were a marathon show. Fans listened to your podcast for longer than 67% of other shows. We received more comments than 78% of other shows. And our debut season was more popular than 72% of new shows. I need to shout out Kim for that one comment. That's our one comment that put us with a higher, that had us receive comments, more comments than 78% of the episodes. That one comment. So thank you. See, sometimes these stats are interesting how they come up with them, but we just wanted to share those stats with you because that's super exciting. And we're super thankful for all the listens and comments, all the likes, everything. So we really enjoy doing this with you guys. And obviously, it wouldn't be as much fun if it if it was just us talking to each other. We would find a way to make it fun, but it's more fun to be uh, interact with our fans and stuff. With that being said, we're doing all the Spotify Wrapped. So Holly, did you want to dive into your Spotify Wrap?
yes, I can pull it up. So my Spotify Wrap this year was a lot less crazy than I thought it was going to be. So my top genres were post grunge, pop country. I wasn't expecting that. It was because I listened to a lot of Dolly Parton,
Okay.
pop rap, soft rock, and indie.
Okay.
My Spotify age is 54 since I was listening to a lot of music from the late 80s.
Oh my gosh, that was something new that they added this year where it gives you your age based on your listening preferences. And I've seen some really funny videos of either older people having very young ages or younger people having very old ages.
And my number one, I was surprised by this. It was Nirvana. I did listen to them a lot.
I feel like I always act surprised, like, what? I never listened to these people. And then you sit back and you realize, yeah, I did listen to them a lot.
Okay, what about you? What's your Spotify?
All right. I was able to guess some of it, but not all of it. Okay. So I was able to guess pretty much most of my top artists. So my top artist of the year was Noah Khan, which I already knew that. I listened to him a lot. Olivia Dean was my second. I had only started listening to her a few months ago, so I've been listening to her a lot if it made it to the top. Billy Joel, I was on a Billy Joel kick. Don't know why, but I watched the documentary on Hulu, all the things. I said this earlier, even though I don't listen to that much Taylor Swift, she always finds a spot on my top artists. It's not even like kudos to her for being so good. Like, yeah, some of her music's catchy, whatever. I don't know how she made it. She made it on she's number 4 on my list. And then Hosier is my 5th artist, which I always forget I listen to a lot of his songs. What I didn't know was what my top song was going to be. And it's very interesting. So my top song was Velvet Elvis by Casey Musgraves, which I like the song. I like her album. I had no idea I listened to it 37 times this past year, but I think I picked out how I did it. Do you ever use the DJ button on there?
Oh,
It
yeah.
always starts with the same song. So like if you were just listening to, I don't know, Taylor Swift, and you've listened to that song a couple times, every time you go back to DJ for like the next week, the first song that plays is always going to be um that song. So I'm like, that's how she got to my top. My top genres. Apparently I listened to 382 different genres. I got soft pop, classic rock, indie folk, pop, rap, and jazz. And jazz is only on there because sometimes when I'm getting ready for bed, I'll just play it in the background to help me fall asleep. I think my most impressive stat is the number of minutes listened. So I wasn't lying when I said that I listen to music a lot. music, podcast, whatever. I listened for
Whoa.
71,828 minutes,
Whoa.
which equals to 49 days of listening straight.
49 straight, over a month straight.
Over a month straight. And I believe it was like 25,000 of those minutes were podcasts. And to compare my age to Holly's. All right, we can be like Dora. All right, what
Drum
do you
roll.
guys think? Will my age be higher or lower than Holly's? My listening age, 77.
My fiance's listening age was in his 70s too.
Since you were into music from the early 60s, you're an old soul. So I think that's pretty accurate. But it's pretty fun to go back and see what all you've listened to, and you can kind of guess. I should go back and look at our other episode because we did try guessing this a few weeks ago. I think I got most of it right. Always something fun to see at the end of the day. All right. So that was the W, the weekly stats you didn't need to know, but now you know. And now you know a lot of stats, a lot of numbers, a lot of good things. Trends of the week. We had to keep the W and the T. So what trends? Holly, I found 2, 3. I think I could just say 2 sentences on them and we'd be good to go. First
All
one,
right,
there's
let's
a
go.
new type of apple called a ludicrisp.
I haven't seen that yet.
I only skimmed the article, but I just thought that was ridiculous. And it says, like, move over Honeycrisp. Ludacrisp is coming. Could you imagine if we had an apple named after you?
I would buy it though, at least once
Yeah,
to try it.
I
Have
do
you
want
been
to try it.
seeing the apples that are pink on the inside become popular too?
They have apples that are pink on the inside?
They look a
Huh.
little bit scary if you're not expecting them, but they do taste normal.
Have you seen the strawberries that are, like, combined with pineapple and they're white? That's kind
Yeah.
of odd. Or I've seen, like, pineapples, but the inside are pink.
Oh yeah, I've seen those too.
I've had a plum cot, a plum and an apricot combined. I feel like there's other combined fruits, but I'm blanking
Oh,
on them.
cotton candy grapes too.
Those are good, but they gotta be crispy grapes, otherwise I don't want
Oh
them.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of apple. I don't know. We'll have to come back to that one. But yeah, interesting. Another food item, I guess Oreos coming out with a 0 sugar cookie, but
Interesting.
it's a cookie, isn't it supposed to have sugar? That's my question.
Or will it just end up like the sugar-free gummy bears that are a
They make
disaster?
sugar-free gummy bears?
Don't taste them because they have something that gives you diarrhea.
That's
Yes, so
not good.
avoid.
Yeah, I will be avoiding those. And then finally, I thought we were done with this stupid cup, but it's coming back. I saw that there's 17,000 bear cups for Starbucks that are coming back, and you can somehow win them. I feel like they're long gone, you know? They came, they went, they conquered, they said, all right, no more. Is that lady still
So
coming to your store?
yes, this lady still comes every morning and asks if we have the bear cup. We still don't, but I guess I've given up on the bear cup. And honestly, I only would have impulse bought it if I bought it the first day because I've been reading that it's too big to fit in your cup holder in your car. So you have to get something you have to get an adapter to make it fit into the cup holder of your car. You can't dishwash it. It breaks
That's what
easily.
I guessed.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I have been reading. People have been buying clothes for their bear cups, like, you know those old Midwestern gooses that you would have outside?
Yes! I've always
And how
wanted
people
one.
would
Do you know how expensive they are?
yeah, seriously,
They're
'cause
so expensive. For those of you who don't have any idea what we're talking about, I promise we're silly gooses. And there's this, like, goose statue it sounds weird, but it's actually pretty cute that you can put outside on, like, your front porch, and then you can buy clothes for it, almost like an American Girl doll. Like a little rain jacket and a rain hat, Christmas sweaters, probably a football jersey, you can buy little things for it. Oh my gosh, so now people are doing that to the bear cup?
yeah, so
That's just not.
honestly, I would be surprised if they actually did show up.
Yeah, maybe it's just a ploy. There's actually only 1 cup left. 1 cup. Alright, well, that concludes our WT news of the week. Okay, So, as I mentioned earlier in the episode, in the beginning, it's a little bit of a different episode today. So, we have a few things we want to discuss more than just our Spotify Wrapped. And if you stuck with us this long listening to all those numbers, we appreciate you. I'm a numbers person, so I found all of them very exciting and entertaining. But I can imagine it's a little different listening to us or watching us. A couple updates. So, this is going to be our last episode of 2025. Okay, just 2025. That's it. We are going to take a well-deserved break for a little bit, catch up with our family, catch up and take care of ourselves. So many things happen at this time of the year, and so we are going to take a little break. But don't you worry, we will be back right in 2026, which sounds wrong to say because it feels fake. But we'll be back in 2026. We'll have fun things planned for you. So don't go anywhere. I will try to keep posting on Instagram once I remember that I run it and have to actually post things for people to like and comment and subscribe. But we'll do that. And we talked about book club. It's not going anywhere. We're just making it have a better stage in 2026. It felt like a 2026 vibe for the book. So, what better way to start off the year than saying it's the year of yes? If you haven't heard about our book club, we are starting one in January of 2026. We are reading Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes. We've mentioned this a bunch of times on the podcast, so if you've listened to every single episode and you already know what we're talking about, hopefully you bought the book. Hopefully you asked somebody to buy you the book for Christmas. Maybe you found it at your library. Otherwise, you don't have to read it, but we're going to go ahead and discuss it, talk about it, dissect it, do all the things. And so that will be one of our upcoming episodes. And so for the rest of today's episode, we kind of wanted to do a 2025 recap of the year, recording the podcast, kind of all the things that happened in 2025. So, and then we want to end it with predicting the ins and outs 2026, like trend wise. So we've got a lot in store, so I hope you're ready. Holly, do you want to take it away for
All right.
2025 recap?
All right. So, do you want to start off with personal or like,
We can do personal.
yeah. So, this year was kind of a big year for me. Like, those who know, I stepped down as being a supervisor to finally focus on school. And I think, like, I have been really busy this year. I'm getting closer to graduating.
Ooh,
Chugging along with my degree, got a good GPA.
nice.
I moved closer to the city. My fiance got a new job, so it was just busy, busy, busy.
So
So
many changes,
I know,
but all good.
all good ones, all good ones. But I guess it's just like with 2026, I have lots more big things coming up too. So
Yeah.
I just have to take one day at a time and keep going.
I think that's great advice for the upcoming year. Take one day at a time.
So I had a lot of good things going, but just like a lot of busy too, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like by the time you get to the end of the year,
Mm.
everybody's just so tired from doing all the things and
So I'm also trying to plan a wedding, and I'm also planning on buying a house next year too. So
my gosh, all the things happening at once. I'll put on my wedding planner cap and house buying person cap if you need it. We can give you the expertly unqualified guide of buying a house and planning a wedding. There you go. There's 3 episodes for you for next.
but yeah, nothing's bad. It's just been nonstop busy, busy, busy.
Yeah. But then do you find once things have like settled down and everything's kind of under control that you feel like you're missing out, like you need to do something or you forgot something?
Yeah, all the time.
I'm the same way.
But what about you? What are your personal highlights?
Oh my gosh, well, I was just trying to think back. Some of the bigger highlights that are coming to mind. I ran my first half marathon this
Mhm.
year, last April, and I was crazy enough to sign up to run another one next year in April as well. So I gotta start working on that. But that was a whole adventure, training, planning, running, all the things. My boyfriend and I went on a really fun trip for vacation where we went to Boston and then to Maine, and we ended up going to Acadia National Park and we checked that out, and that was a super fun trip to plan and go and do. I'm trying to think of all these things just escape my mind when I'm looking. You know what? My camera roll is a good indicator, I think, of some of the things. Obviously, we started the podcast in June, so that I honestly was thinking about starting a podcast for like, I think it took us, I was thinking about it for at least a year. And like I said, for my Spotify Wrapped stats, I listen to a lot of music and podcasts. And I finally took a chance and said, why not me? Why not us? If somebody can sit there and tell me about their day and I listen to it, why can't I share about my day? Why can't we share about our crazy barista stories that people probably don't know why your barista's mad at you, but it's just because of all the crazy things we have to deal with. So there was that. I got to go on a couple other trips to visit my aunt and uncle in BC, which was really fun. The half marathon. There's so many photos of us at the studio when we were checking out the different lights that we had and whatnot. Wow, yeah. I'm trying to think of December's just been busy. I'll give you some more updates when I see you all next year, and we'll have a great episode. But just a lot of moving pieces in my life right now. All good things. All good things. Trying to even think. I taught everybody how to check the oil in their car. I feel like that should be shouted out. If you don't know how to do it, just go to our Instagram. There's a pretty little carousel that teaches you how to do that. And that's about all I know for 2025. I mean, it's working and it may surprise you, but podcasting isn't our full-time job yet. We'll see. But yeah, it's been a good 2025. I feel like it has flown by. I'm excited for 2026 and even more good things will come in 2026. So it's kind of fun to have almost like a time capsule of 2025, or at least half of 2025 with the podcast, uh, which is a pretty cool thing to have because not a lot of people have that. But with that being said, we can kind of dive into the podcast and talk about that as of
So,
2025.
going back, do you have any favorite moments from the show?
Oh my gosh, probably. I still have never made this video, so maybe on our little break I can make this video. Honestly, just recording is so much fun with you, and all the topics we talk about are just so random. I think we picked the perfect name for the podcast because we pretend to be experts in our life, but we really aren't, and we're so unqualified to do all the things we've talked about. And probably one of the funniest things is when we're recording and we have this specific camera and we start talking with our hands. And then all of a sudden the camera comes over, it cuts over to, and then zooms in on your face and you're not expecting it. So I think that's been really fun for me. Um, and kind of just going with the flow with the podcast. We made it a format in such a way that we don't have to have everything in line, a whole outline of you say this, then I say that. And I think it flows very nicely because of that. And it's just a fun time making little clips and posting it. Maybe maybe I should post my dance video.
It's still much better than my dancing. I will
It's
say,
still in the drafts.
I cannot make any comments because it's still much better than my dancing.
Oh my gosh. How about you? Did you have any favorite moments?
I really like just being able to slow down and to think about like different things that make me happy and bring me joy, especially since you had the idea to make the seasonal joy lists.
Oh yeah, I need to actually make it like cute on Canva and then post it. So that'll be coming too. I need to start a list, but
And
I
another
do
one
like
of
that.
the funniest moments I remember is after the episode featuring your brother Ethan coming into the studio and seeing a list of Ethan's favorites.
Yeah, he did leave them. I forgot about that. Oh my gosh. Yeah,
And
we
also
did.
just taking all those photos with the lights too was just very fun.
Oh my gosh, I probably have like 200 photos of us just being silly. We did have some fun guests on the podcast this past year, and oh my gosh, when I had asked Ethan to hop on the podcast, I had no idea how it was gonna be, you know? You obviously know your sibling well enough, like, outside of recording, and so you're like, "Okay, don't know what this is gonna be like, but hopefully it's good," and he was hilarious. He's 1/17th wizard. and he needs some Cetaphil lotion to make sure he doesn't turn into a full lizard. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So that's been a lot of fun. And that, yeah, I forgot he left his little list of things very neatly written out. Yeah. Were there any
You have fun with that.
surprises while doing the podcast, or not like challenges, but things you didn't expect?
I definitely think working on my self-esteem has been the hardest for me because I am very shy and like it's like one of the more vulnerable things to talk about. But for me, I guess it's like when you put yourself out there online, you have to be
Yeah.
confident. So that's like been one of the biggest things. That was a little bit more surprising for me to work on.
Yeah, I think once we started going and doing multiple episodes, I think you're not like thinking about, oh, I just said that word wrong, or was my hair looking a certain way. And I think going back to kind of just the whole vibe of the podcast of obviously no one has everything together.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much work being like aesthetically pleasing on Instagram and posting on all those things and editing and recording and trying to run a website and stuff. I didn't realize how much time and effort that takes. And so it's good that we have an understanding of it all now. And obviously it gives us something to work towards in the future. I would see all these people's Instagram pages and you're like, oh, yeah, I could totally do that. And then you're looking, you're like, oh, yeah, this little project. I made such a fun video uh, about what would be. It was one of those like trends of like if I were according to you usually do your friends. So I did one for Pinterest. I was like, I can do this. This looks fun. The amount of time it took me to make that little video, 8-second video, I was like, oh, I didn't realize this. So a lot of times when you're seeing stuff, you assume it doesn't take that long. And then sometimes I forget that other people, this is their full-time job.
Hmm.
So that would make it a lot easier to be able to post and stuff. But no, it's been such a fun experience. I'm looking forward to recording more in 2026. We'll have some really fun episodes coming up with some of the things we mentioned, and who knows, we're probably going to come up with a lot more other ones as well. I'm trying to think of, was there anything else you're in review?
Is there anything else we learned this year?
Obviously, we've learned a lot, but how to not talk with my hands. That's a good one. I think one of the biggest things is when you do start a podcast and you're posting and
Mhm.
stuff. I think if you just not lower your expectations, but don't expect a lot out of it. Like if we went into this thinking we were going to have 100,000 followers in 6 months, we probably would have set ourselves up for failure. So kind of like you mentioned, looking for the little things. We would get so excited when a new person would follow, when we get comments and likes on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, you name it. And I think part of it too is I used to think about like, oh, what will other people think? And that was kind of like
Mhm.
the first thought that would pop into my head. But I think ever since starting the podcast, my ideas around that have totally flip-flopped. And I'm at the point of like, well, I'm gonna share my truth, what I know, what I don't know, things I found out. And people can do whatever they want with it. If they love it, great. If they hate it, whatever. It doesn't matter because all I care about is if it makes me happy, you know?
And it's definitely good to reframe it as just making yourself happy because it's the most important thing and it's really easy to skip.
Yeah. It's real life footage of our life.
So, do you have any predictions of for 2026 moving forward?
Okay. So before we dive into predictions, I feel like we should go over some of the trends of 2025.
Oh, yes.
And I was trying to like pinpoint some of them. Kind of ins and outs of 2025s and seeing like if any of those would stay in 2026. I hope to God 6-7 goes away.
6-7's not lasting.
I have a
There's
feeling
always
it's
something
going
new
to.
because Skibbity
Yeah.
Squealet didn't last that long.
I forgot about that one.
And there's just always something new, you know? There's always something new. And like the kids will think of something. They're creative.
All
So
right, kids, think of something else because that's annoying. I don't know what it is. It just grinds my gears. Get rid of
just
it.
get working.
I don't want
Just
it.
get on it. Get working.
Yeah,
Get on
get
it.
on it. You have 2 weeks off for Christmas break. Sorry, winter break. Get on it. I'm
So
giving you winter break.
I think that AI is going to continue to be prevalent. Okay, I think that people are going to continue to accuse people of being AI,
Oh.
which I get accused of being AI all the time at work.
That's funny. I was thinking about it earlier today too, with how good AI is getting. I wonder if people will switch to using like Chat GPT or whatever instead of just opening up a browser and going straight to Google. Will they just go
Yeah,
there? And
yeah.
I wonder at what point will everybody switch over? Yeah.
We'll see.
I think another big trend of 2025 was going back to the 90s styles of things. The
Mhm.
claw clips, the headbands, the low-rise jeans, which I have never purchased nor will ever purchase in my lifetime. Kinda like the little hair clip. I don't know, I feel like those styles came back. Kind of fun for some of the items. I feel like trying to think of skincare has been huge. I think it will
Mhm.
continue to be bigger.
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
agree.
gonna guess sorry, go.
I agree. Skincare is going to continue to get bigger too.
Gonna continue to get bigger. I hope that, like, health and wellness, I feel like over the past couple years has gotten a lot bigger, more popular, but I hope it comes full circle in the sense that, understanding that you're good where you're at, and
Mhm.
obviously you can work towards being healthier, but you shouldn't be, like, killing yourself trying to, "Oh, I need to drop 20 pounds to be able to fit into this," and so I think 2026, if I had to make a prediction, as more people being more accepting of themselves and understanding that things take time, progress, to change or whatever, so I think maybe focusing on self-care, journaling, skincare, healthy foods, exercising. I feel like that's gonna be a big trend in the upcoming year.
I definitely can see that too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of what else.
Because, like, with, like, the clean girl aesthetic, I think that the clean girl
Mhm.
aesthetic is going to continue being so popular next year too, and so
Yeah.
is just putting, like, yourself first, you know?
There you go, that's the best way to
Yeah.
phrase it, yeah, putting yourself first. Yeah. I hope it's true because that would be nice. Um, yeah. So it should be a good year. We're excited to record more.
Mhm.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add before we dive into our unqualified rant and advice?
No, we can go on into you have a rant for this week?
I do. Okay. Last week at work, we ordered Jimmy John's. Okay. I ordered a good sandwich. I added all the things. Like, I saw this one video, and it's like, if you go to Jimmy John's, you need to order this, blah, blah. So, anyway, if you're a big Jimmy John's fan, I ordered a number 16 Club Lulu. It's a BLT with turkey. Then I zhuzhed it up a little bit. I added some pickles. I added some onion, some cucumber, some spicy peppers, all the things. I go to unwrap it, and I'm like, I don't think this is my sandwich. You wanna know why I don't think it's my sandwich? Because they didn't put lettuce on my sandwich.
Road, how
Of all the
that's, like, the most
places.
important thing. That is one of the
Thank
most important
you.
things to me. Yeah,
Thank you. Jimmy John's, I don't know what
yeah.
they put in their lettuce, but the lettuce on the sandwich mixed with their mayo, it's top notch. Top tier. Where was my lettuce? How did you forget the lettuce? The sandwich originally comes with lettuce. I didn't put no lettuce. I didn't put light lettuce or extra
Mhm.
lettuce or whatever. I ordered the base sandwich and it came with no lettuce.
Be so disappointed. I'm so
What's up with
disappointed.
that? I was so sad.
Recently
I'm like, what am I
yeah,
eating?
I got light lettuce on a sandwich recently, and it made me so sad, and honestly, it's like, I was thinking about how I need to order extra lettuce every time just so I get it.
Load it up.
Yeah,
Come
load
on,
it
you
up.
want the crunch? I want,
Mhm.
like, a fat sandwich to bite
Uh-huh.
into, and when there's no lettuce, it's just 2 sad pieces of bread together.
It's not the same without the crunch.
What? They put lettuce on my coworkers' sandwiches, so what's up with that?
Rude. Rude,
That's
rude.
rude. That's my rant of the week. Why was there no
So,
lettuce on my Jimmy John's sandwich?
it's so depressing too. And honestly, like, when you get
It
takeout
really
too, it's
was.
like, it's a pain to go back.
Well, we got it delivered, so you can't really take it
Mm.
back, and, yeah, I was very depressed eating my sandwich with no lettuce.
And then, for my rant for this week, I take online classes, and for final projects, they have for in-person classes the ability to do group projects, but they don't give that ability to the online classes. They don't lower the workload. So one of my projects, I wrote a 47-minute video and a PowerPoint, and I had to build a computer, create the operating system, and then I had to build a program application on the computer.
Well, but So for one final project, let me hear, did I hear you correct? A 47-page paper,
Yes.
a 7-minute video. Let
Yeah.
me guess, going over your PowerPoint.
It was going over the project on the computer.
Oh my God. Then a PowerPoint, and then to create a computer, and then an application to run on the computer.
Yeah, so you had to physically build it, and then you had to install an
Oh
operating
my
system,
God.
and then you had to build an application on it. Which honestly, maybe that would have been fine if it was a group project, but like, I just think that was just a bit too much. Or just don't even tell me that in person to get group projects.
But yeah, that's way too. Did you have like the whole semester to work on it, or was it like, here's the last 2 weeks of class, go? You got cut off. I
It was
think
like
it's
the
when you
type of
bend the thing.
oh, sorry. It's the
There
type
it
of
is.
class that they don't put the assignments out until the week is end.
Oh my God. So you had to do that in 1 week with on top of your other class?
Yeah,
Oh my God. But it's all done now, right?
it's all done.
Okay, that's good. That is ridiculous. 47 pages of what?
It was an essay. Well, I had to do like an APA technical report with like an abstract and a cover page and all that explaining.
Who? I always think about this, especially if you're an English teacher, right? Even
Yes.
if you're not, when you assign a report, who, I'm guessing they have a bunch of students, okay? Who wants to read almost 50 pages per person?
No one.
Who has the time? Also, they need to put in your final grade quickly. They only have like a week or two to put in the final grade. So what are they doing? Obviously, there's no way your professor is going to be able to read 100,000 pages worth of paper.
No way. No way.
There's no way. There's no way. So what's the point of writing it if they're not even going to look at it?
What's the point? Exactly.
What's
Thank
the
you.
point?
What's the point? So, with that, do you have any advice for the week?
For the week, I have a couple little
Go on.
tidbits. Start your Christmas shopping early. I'm behind this year, but for a fair reason. So I got to get on that. Take time for yourself. I feel like I say this every week, but take time for yourself. Enjoy the holiday season. Be present and bring presents. And I'm going to challenge you. Go watch one of your favorite Christmas movies with your favorite snack and favorite little drinky drink. Maybe 2, 3, 4 little drinky drinks. And do it with no distractions. No phone, everything. You're just focusing on the movie. Because I have a hard time. I try to do about 8 things at once while I'm watching a movie or something. And yeah, it's background noise, but like I want to focus in and watch a movie, pay attention to it. So that's my advice of the week. How about you?
My advice for the week is if you want limited time Christmas snacks, go get them now because they're not going to be here.
Smart.
So, if you have a favorite Christmas candy or cereal or snack, go get it now.
Get on it. Go get it.
Yeah.
That's so smart. It's almost like when you're at Aldi and you're in the aisle of shame. If you see it there 1 week, it's probably gone the next week, so you might as well just buy it.
Just go for it.
Just go for it. And that's a great way to wrap up this episode, our last episode of 2025. If you've listened this far, we thank you so much for coming along on our journey this year. Again, we will be back in 2026 with a bunch of super fun episodes. And we wish you all the happiest of holidays.
And thanks for listening. And see you next year.
All right. See you next year. Bye.
All right, that's a wrap on our episode of Expertly Unqualified. If you stuck around this long,
You're either extremely loyal, extremely bored, or extremely caffeinated. Either way, we love that for you.
make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts and leave a review if you laughed, related, or were personally attacked by something we said. Find new episodes and more on our website, thepodmates.com.
And don't forget, follow us on Instagram and YouTube at Expertly Unqualified. Send us your stories, questions, or weird hot takes. You might just hear them on a future episode.
We are, as always,
Expertly Unqualified. Conversation's so fun, you'll forget we have no idea what we're doing.
This was a